My name is Henry Mugenyi. I am a health reporter and I have covered health rights stories in Uganda for the last 5 years. My country is in the grip of quack doctors.
Impersonating me.
One doctor has impersonated the other for the last 10 years.
I did not have enough evidence.
Tonight, I uncover the harrowing truth in the story.
That is a criminal offense.
The story and identity. I met with Innocent Semanda, a medical doctor and epidemiologist with the Ministry of Health. He is challenged with finding a doctor alleged to be defrauding people with his academic credentials for the past 10 years.
I'm here to let you know about a potential case of fraud. I have known for a while, almost 5 years now, that there is someone who is likely impersonating me. However, a week ago, I was able to get enough evidence that this someone is actually real, they exist, and I also got to know the extent of this impersonation.
Semanda learnt of these impersonations when he went to renew his annual practicing license with the Uganda Dental and Medical Practitioners Council. He got a shocker to learn of the existence of another person with similar details.
And both APRs were from UMDPC with the same registration number, same primary qualification, but then differing extra qualifications basically, and different images.
Ever since, Semanda sought support in finding his impersonator from different stakeholders, including the Medical Council, Ministry of Health, and the Uganda Police, to no avail. Semanda presented to us several documents said to be his original academic documents and those said to be for fraudster. NBS Investigates takes up the mantle, and we set out to find the answers. Who's the man behind this fraud? Why? How did he manipulate the documents, and where is he? For proper separation and identification, we will tag this victim as Semanda the First and tag the suspected fraudster as Semanda the Second. Page by page and word by word, we analyze the doctor's academic documents. Uganda Certificate of Education, Semanda the First, is registered under the candidate Innocent Semanda, who was age 17, and index number U0069/179. Semanda the Second, the alleged fraudster, presents the same details as his own. In the year 2008, both Semandas sat for the Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education, attained similar scores, same age, index number, and the same grades. The only identifiable difference is a slight edit on the passport photo. Semanda the Second tried to re-edit the image, but this we can't verify enough. We now head to Makerere University academic transcript. In the year 2014, both Semandas were awarded with a Bachelor of Surgery in Medicine and Surgery. Again, both transcripts show the same registration number, same hall of residence, and the same date of birth. This is a rare resemblance, not even for identical twins. But here is the most noticeable difference. On the top right corner is a photo of both candidates. Semanda the First has an image of a casually dressed person, by looks could be in his mid-20s, and Semanda the Second has a photo of a smartly dressed gentleman and by appearance looks slightly older. It appears there was a re-edit of either the images. This is total fraud. These are a few of the discrepancies that we identify among these documents.
I looked at the university qualifications, that is the transcript and the graduation certificate, and these were exactly mine except with this image. Everything, every mark, every CGP, every GPA was mine. And the registration number again was mine at Makerere University. Then I went backwards to look at A-level, what he had submitted, and O-level, everything was mine. Of course, with the A-level certificate, there is a picture, and he had somehow distorted that image to sort of come up with to look like him, but it wasn't really him. You could tell every detail about that picture was me, and he did not change anything. When it comes to the O-level qualification, O-level, that one, he just got my very documentation and he added it.
This unique resemblance can only pass for identical twins. One other identifier is the national ID, a highly sensitive national document. This ID is under the name Semanda Innocent, a Ugandan national. Here, he altered the date of birth. Specimen A has 28th March 1989, while Semanda II has 10th January 1989. The NIN number 2 was altered. Semanda I has CM 89 0321 012 MUH. Semanda II has CM 89 0341 012 MUH. He only changed from 32 to 34. The card number is as well altered. Semanda I has 00031 0744 as its card number, while Semanda II has 018303 900. Detailing further, Semanda I has 18th September 2024 as the date of expiry, while Semanda II has 18th January 2027 as the date of expiry. And the holder's signatures are definitely different. These are glaring acts of forgery and criminality. Semanda now feels threatened.
If something happens to me, I really think we should hold some people responsible. We should hold the people who have been able to employ this gentleman, for starters, without due diligence, but also the people who are giving him license to continue operating in my name.
On this fact-finding mission, we head out to Chambogo College School to ascertain the ownership of these academic documents. The school has a strong record-keeping system. They are able to retrieve all the necessary documents for Semanda Innocent, both UCE and USCE. A couple of tasks are given to Semanda to prove he is the true owner. Semanda is tasked to show his current signature to have it compared with that on the original school records.
The headmaster has to be sure that I am actually the true innocent Semanda, and one of the things he wanted to confirm is my signature on some of the documents the school has and the documents I came along with.
Rightly, he did, and both signatures passed the test. Beyond reasonable doubt, he proves right ownership of the academic documents.
I had to sign and I had to compare that these two signatures are actually the same.
Piecing up more evidence, Semanda has fond memories while at the college.
This is where I was elected to be a class councillor. As you've seen in some of the pictures, I'm putting on a tie. It's because I was a councillor. Only councillors were allowed then to put on ties and white long sleeves. We made lots of memories from here because this was a class and we used to spend lots of time here. And that can be evidenced by this picture alone, as we've seen.
As a Gen Z then, he had some Kodak moments. A moment with buddies he did, of course, miss his hands pocketed. All the way to the computer lab, and he quickly gets to the spot where he took the photo from. Indeed, magical memories for Semanda. So what I'm trying to do is to recreate a scene of this very picture of Dr. Innocent Semanda that was taken 17 years ago when he was seated at this very particular seat on a different computer. But when you look at the picture and the picture I have recreated, it shows that he is the exact Dr. Semanda Innocent.
Yeah, the school got a generator. They had just put it. Again, that's me here. It used to be behind the other block. Yes, since I last stood here.
But as we take in the memories, we get hold of more damning evidence. The fraudster has gone a notch higher. He is now at the University of British Columbia as a candidate of a Master of Global Surgical Care program. The university could be falling for fraudster. The university received him with open arms as an accomplished scholar from Uganda, and they're having an online interview with him for a possible enrollment. The internet has kept record of him, and this is evidence for us to save and back up.
So good evening, Innocent. Thank you so much for joining this call at a late time for you in Uganda. We wanted to talk about you and your journey into the world of research in global surgery and surgical care. And so I'm going to start by asking you where you grew up, what types of studies did you do, and what's your work right now, and what your interests are. Can you tell me a little bit about you?
Okay, thank you so much. My name is Innocent Samanda. I'm a medical doctor by profession. I want to talk about my background. My background is detailed. I want to talk about only my educational background and the professional background. I start from high school. I finished the high school in 2008, and I passed excellently. I joined Makerere University, where I did medicine and surgery, and I finished in 2015.
By the end of his submission, the interviewer is overwhelmed by his wealth of knowledge and can't resist working with him.
You know what I hope will happen? Like I do hope that you join our masters and you can actually undergo this training, but I also secretly hope that you also will accept to be one of our instructors for the masters, because you have so much wisdom and knowledge and experience that we would really benefit from having someone like you as being an instructor in our courses. I hope you will accept that.
This was an engagement he had in January 2021. The alleged imposter has mastered the art of defrauding both locally and internationally. The trick is he never shows his face. He works in shadows. A few months later, the Ministry of Health advertised an opening for health workers to support the national response against COVID-19. Semana II applied and submitted the forged academic documents. He was shortlisted and invited for interviews. The ministry did not do due diligence, and the permanent secretary is in total disbelief.
That is a criminal offense. If that one is there, why don't you whistleblow and that person is locked up? That is fraud, and that is against the law. That is fraud. So why are you keeping quiet for such a criminal to go on?
Before we whistleblow, we have a few facts to table for the concerned parties. The suspect has for the past 10 years renewed his annual practicing license at the Uganda Dental and Medical Practitioners Council fraudulently. Rightly, there are many questions to the council. How does this illegality go on unchecked for that long? Who is aiding this crime? We ask the hard questions.
We do a lot of due diligence. Some of those that made forged documents and may want actually to dodge the system, we have been able to apprehend them. And you practice, because even where you train from, you have colleagues that you train with. We get information actually on the ground, the different districts, the cities across the whole country.
I am totally let down by the council. I believe this is beyond a mistake. I think this is organized crime, in my opinion.
Could have been an error in data capture. Because the system verifies both of them and our system.
There's no other down apart from that?
No, the only two.
No, like another dog.
We can confirm this is known an error in data capture. Is rather a more crafted syndicate that has duped and manipulated the system over the years. We will show you how. With a simple look at Semana II's annual practicing license, for the year 2023, we'll look out for key security features on the license. It has this QR code, which is a unique identifier to individual licenses, and it can be traced and tracked straight to the rightful owner. We are tech savvy. We scan the QR code, which rightly redirects into the Uganda Medical and Dental Practitioners Council license portal, and strangely, it displays details of Semanda Innocent I, not the second, as displayed on the license. Shocking details. The registrar is confident such instances can't go unchecked.
If we verify with this training institution and we find actually somebody has forged documents, maybe from NASA, then there's no way we can register such a person. But there could be, yes, some loopholes because of people who want shortcuts, but as council we are able to mitigate them.
We get in touch with an experienced graphic designer at Next Media to explain the details and technicalities with this license.
We have these lines as a boundary, as a frame, and we also have these. There would be no need to redraw these lines if this document was authentic. So it clearly shows, yes,
document has its own lines.
Exactly. It shows you that this person picked this from somewhere, and then the person who manipulated, if it's not himself, had to redraw these lines again, which disqualifies the authenticity of this document. And I think I've had a chance to look at how, in particular, this corner here, the year and the serial number and the receipt number on how they are written, they're different colors and they're different fonts. It still disqualifies it. Yeah.
If we give you an original document, can you be able to at least evaluate what is in here and what is in the other one?
If I look at it, you know, I want to also, just for clarity, tell that this is not a good fake, or this person didn't actually put in some work, because even without comparing, like you've asked me, I can tell that this document is not authentic.
This is information that formidable investigation bodies like the Police and Health Monitoring Unit can easily access, but by look of things, there's no work done.
I don't know anyone who has been on the project with the false information. And if it is there, please let us know. Don't just work on hearsay. If you have facts, let us know. We don't condone such behavior. If there is anyone who has done that, please, I beg you, before you leave here, can you provide that information?
Okay. We will provide the information as requested. The fraudster infiltrated the Ministry of Health, where he applied for a job as an epidemiologist, and by his piloted qualifications was offered a job as a regional epidemiologist in Nyumba District under the Center for Disease Control and Prevention Cooperative Agreement, and indeed reported to his workstation. We spoke to several medical personnel who worked with Semana II, but are afraid to appear on camera. However, most of them describe him as a person who was short of technical and medical knowledge, considering the office he occupied.
But this gentleman chose to come to the ministry to get his job. I find that to be extremely, should I say, cunning, is very, very confident, which also makes me wonder whether he has help. I believe he has been doing this for 10 years, understand, and going into these different offices to make sure that he gets these documents. In my opinion, he's dangerous. I think he's very dangerous, both to the population he's serving, but also to his employers. He puts them in a very difficult position.
Semana II has held many juicy positions in the Ministry of Health, including a medical officer in Ajuman District. In 2016, he got an appointment to serve in the capacity with a U4 salary scale of 14,107,579 as starting salary, and would get an increment after every anniversary. He is eating big of someone's hard-earned efforts. Uganda faces major challenges due to a shortage of healthcare workers and lack of affordable healthcare services, and this is worsening and increasing inequality in the country. Professor Moses Mulumba is a lawyer with a special interest in global health and sexual reproductive health and rights. His guidance is worth a listen.
For a very long time, the ministry has been limping with human resource issues because the recruitments are done centrally. You know, the role of the Health Service Commission, as you know it, and public service, as you know it. The confusion is there on who is supposed to be doing what. So because the recruitments were not happening, people would get into the ministry on projects and contracts. And because of these approaches of projects, we've found so many people in the ministry for close to 10 years. They are not people in public service per se, but they are people who are working on projects for a very long time. So the ministry gets so comfortable with them that they begin to take on roles that they are actually not supposed to be taking on. So sometimes this is abused. And in the end, they become part of the ministry. They even begin to call themselves doctors, even when they are not. So when they are out of the ministry, because they work or they are connected to the ministry, it's easier to open up health facilities where they stay or where they do business. And it's becoming a big issue. And that's a governance question for me in the ministry.
The poor health system is now working against the nationals. We traveled to western Uganda in Lubanda district. We hiked the hills to meet Babla Kwarikunda. Barbara is a young mother, but she's having several complications after her delivery woes.
Dr. Natugamba, mbwala bechenda bachisala, wendye emmere fuluma fulumi mu lubuto. Nama natugamba bandeka mugozi ne pamba.
In March 2024, Barbara checked in at Cleveland Specialized Women's Clinic at Wampeo, Kasangati for maternal services. Ever since, her life has deteriorated to the worst.
Edward Cleveland erisangiwe Wampeo lyenalimu abasawo abalimu abo kirabika tebabasomesa bulungi bwe balina okujanjaba abantu oba bonna oyinza osanga oba bali bataddemu abasoma banjigireko muwene bakamu lubuto mbasagala nekyuse banjagala nkyuke mpola okukutamako nako biba binuma naye ngumiikiriza kulamba sirina kyakola.
Our investigation is moving in the right direction. We gathered credible information about Cleveland Specialized Women's Clinic, and we accessed lots of overwhelming data about this facility. But most importantly, we know this facility is managed and run by Dr. Innocent Semanda II. In here, the fraudster is sickening innocent Ugandans. As a health reporter, this is so disheartening that acts like this can go on in my country unchecked and relevant authorities are unbothered. My team and I craft a grand plan, and the end goal is to put a stop to this budding fraudster. We hatch a plan and hire an undercover medical staff into Cleveland Clinic.
I was doing the nursing bit, but I went as a midwife. But I was doing the nursing bit, of course, too, handling patients with general conditions, mothers, their babies, the newborns, and then other children too. My experience was a good one because I had a chance to work with people, I met people, I learned something from there, of course. Yeah, I was told a few things, but then there are things that were not right. There are things that they do that are not supposed to be done, or there are things they do that are not supposed to be done the way they do them. Somehow, I think it's the hospital's policy, that is how they do them.
Cleveland is a specialized clinic that brags of having highly skilled and experienced specialists and professional medical staff on its well-designed and colorful website. And putting to face is this picture recognizable to be Dr. Semanda II.
He's the surgeon, the gynecologist, the pediatrician. Literally everyone consults him when they've failed or when they're about to do something. He's the one who does the surgeries when he's around. And all these other MOs are always assistants.
For over 5 months, our undercover staff recorded tons of videos and earthed lots of files and witnessed several illegalities at Cleveland Clinic. This was in the face of our undercover medical reporter, and he takes us through some stunning experiences he witnessed. File 1, on the 21st May 2024, the patient's name withheld for patient protection was admitted into the maternity ward with labor pains but didn't have enough contractions.
They got 400 micrograms of miso and they mixed it in 20 mils of water, which is wrong. Ideally, it's supposed to be 200 mils of water you mix with 200 micrograms of misoprostol. So literally, she was given a higher dose of miso, and that is very dangerous for any woman in labor or any pregnant woman, especially for those who have reached term.
Luckily, she survived the overdose, but she and her new baby weren't left scot-free.
The baby that she delivered scored very well, didn't have any distress or anything. But after some time, they told one of the nurses to cannulate the baby and give the baby glucose and antibiotics, cefotaxime. When I tried to inquire why, because I had delivered the baby, I was in charge of this mother, and the baby had to know why they are giving this baby medicine. They told me that that's how they do it in case a person comes and they deliver normally. So they put the burden on the babies so that they generate much more money than they would have generated, because this woman had delivered vaginally, so the money was small.
Cleveland Clinic, under the stewardship of Samanda II, is a hub of criminality and terrorizing patients. The surrounding community in Kasangati have fallen prey of this facility, and they are being defrauded on a daily.
Trust me, 3 days.
Dr. Samanda is overly a busy man at Cleveland. Our medical staff recorded this video evidence of the trained epidemiologist performing several surgeries and other medical procedures. Here, he is in the theater doing what he does best. Samanda is an all-round medical practitioner. Poor patients are exposed to this fraudster, and if not addressed, it is the cancer eating up the country. He is a man that over the years of his criminality has lived in shadows. It is time to shine a light and face off with a shameless and scrupulous villain member of the society. Samanda I is set for the first time to meet his alleged imposter. We are en route to Cleveland Clinic along Gaza Road in Wampeo. The wait has been long and the cameras are rolling.
Chief, why are you impersonating me? I'm Samanda Innocent, and I understand you call yourself Samanda Innocent. I have all the evidence, I have filed a lawsuit, police is coming to pick you, and I now have you on record. Please, show me the evidence that you're Samanda Innocent, right now, right here.
It is a moment of truth as the Samandas meet.
Nothing to say, just call my lawyer.
So you have a lawyer, call the lawyer. Why? Can we check around? We are going to look around at his license, at the facility license. It shows my license number. Dr. Samanda.
No, I'm not. So why are you going now?
And let him show his face.
At this point, Samanda II does not feel safe.
We can go, no problem. Let me call my counsel.
I do not think you need a lawyer in this case.
Let us call the police.
Okay.
Hey, look the police.
Have you checked his license? Someone needs to check.
Can you check on the license? You can. I don't have a license.
In my name.
Huh? We go to the police. Police officer.
Someone needs to check.
Go to the police.
He prefers walking us to a police station to have matters resolved.
Medical school. Yeah.
Do you know him? I don't know him. Okay. Let's go to the police. Let us go to the police. Sort out these issues.
Folks, may I know him? Papers. I have mine right here.
Police. My lawyer is coming.
By the way, it should be on record. I have his papers. The ones he's using is calling his. They are my papers. I can bet on it. We've moved with you guys. You've gone to my former school, Chambogo College. He has never been there. We've gone to the Ministry of Health.
Where's the police officer? Any person? No, sir. My No, where's the police? Where's the officer?
Have the vehicle.
Bring the vehicle, bring.
First they will show you where the vehicle was. You refuse to enter the vehicle.
I can't use your car. Police officer is coming, eh?
Okay, well, let's follow you. Innocent, you can't sit in there.
No, come and sit. Come and sit.
No, someone sit.
We drive him to Kasangati police station, where he is said to answer charges of impersonation. Later, he was transferred to Wandegea police station for further management. However, the investigating officer at Wandegea did not see the need of holding this long-serving criminal in the coolers, and a few days later set him free with the rhetoric, "We are still investigating." Under the law, impersonation is phrased as personation with the purpose of fraud or dishonest acts. In Section 381 and 382 under the Uganda Penal Code Act, a person who is found guilty of having impersonated another may be imprisoned to serve a term of 7 years in prison. Tales like this are unbelievably happening in our country. We continue to monitor this monster, harrowing actions and lack of accountability within the government systems. NBS Investigates is watching you and exclusively returns soon with a second episode of The Stolen Identity.